Well, hello there, wide, wonderful world. It's your host, Jake Johnson, tonight on Untethered Live Chill Stream. What's going on, everybody? Got Rachel Floyd in the house. Good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. You got a bunch of gold stars and you gave them to yourself. Rachel says, hi, I'm first, ha, 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 and I got lots of gold stars. Amanda says, hi, chat, good to see you all. Happy Friday. Hi, Jake. How are you tonight? How was your week? Long and laborious and interesting and beautiful and fulfilling and all the other adjectives. How was yours? Rachel says, hell yeah. I was about to say, where's Amanda? Right where she's supposed to be. How is everyone doing tonight? It is Friday. It is that, for sure. Good to see everybody. Good to be here. Good to be seen. Good to have a nice hot cup of coffee. If you got your nice hot cup of coffee, if you don't, you can get a cup right down below me there. Fantastic. Quality American made somewhere in China. TGIF. That girl is fine. Is that what it means? I'm so glad you were here. I'm so glad you're here too. Down the line, welcome to the show. And goodbye. Watch that. Watch how that works. Amanda says, I let others be first sometimes. It's not like I work here or anything. Fantastic, fantastic. Go away. How's everything look? Is it stuttering or skipping or anything? My connection is good again. Not great. Must be some weather going on. And Amanda says, LOL, I'm always here, Rachel. And Rachel says, yes, but normally you're first. I got worried for a hot second. Amanda says, thank God it's Friday. And Rachel says, I'm so glad you're here. Amanda says, I let others be first sometimes. And Rachel says, oh, thanks, Amanda. I really felt special for a second. I so appreciate you for allowing that. Curious squirrel in the house. Hello. Thank you, blue people. Hello. I'm not going to take that to its logical conclusion because it could be clipped and misconstrued. But hello, curious squirrel. Amanda says, TGIF says, tough gizzards in ferrets. How about that? Amanda says, it's good out here. It is good. Rachel says, no, you are clear, close up, but clear. Too close? I can fix that. Is that better? How's that? And Rachel says, hi, squirrel. Curious Squirrel says, hi, Amanda, and everybody. And Amanda says, you do look blue, Jake. That's because I have a blue light on, and I have a blue shirt on, and I have blue eyes. And I'm so blue. Ooh, ooh. Curious says, I meant the mods for clearing that up. Right, I got you. I understood what you meant, but if I'd have said, thank you, white people, that wouldn't have looked right, would it? But thank you, white people. I'm not a white supremacist. I'm a white enthusiast, but not a white supremacist. Amanda says, okay, squirrel, LOL. And Rachel says, yes, better. Not that it's bad. I hope that didn't come off bad. No. That's what you're supposed to do, is tell me if something ain't right. Johnny, hey, what's up? Welcome to the show, Johnny. Good to see you. Amanda says, blue heart. It's a blue kind of day. I feel blue. I went with a blue light. I can change it if you'd like it to be orange or yellow or green or white. Rachel's crying, laughing. Johnny's crying, laughing. PJ, welcome to the show. He's crying, laughing. Rachel says, Amanda is blue and I'm white. Well, Rachel, all you got to do is ask, honey. I'll hook you up, dog. So Squirrel was right. Yes. EJ Doll, welcome to the show. You remind me of an orange cat from American Tail. Well, I happen to have an orange cat right outside the door, and you are correct. Adam, welcome to the show. The lead exorcist angel. That's an oxymoron. An exorcist removes an angel. It can't be one, because your job would conflict with your interests. But welcome, Adam. Good to see you. Rachel says, Jake, you're too much. I try. I think. PJ says, I'm new here. What do you do on here? Mostly, I react to what other people talk about. See, the point of this show on Chill Stream, which is Friday and Wednesday, is for you to have a conversation with each other and with me. It's a you kind of thing. This show is about you. It's not about me. It's about you. But we're going to talk about a few things today. I'm going to kind of guide the conversation. We're going to talk about soul sales and busking for bucks and branding basics. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. But we talk about different things. Now, on Sunday and Monday, we do Bible study and get deep into that sort of thing. And on Saturday, we do politics, baby. The only thing I don't have is a sports show, and I'm working on it if I cared about sports. Hope that helps. Curious Squirrel says, hi, Rachel. Good to see you here tonight. And EJ Doll says, that's the best news. Thank you. Thank you very much. Amanda says, Jake's a hot mess, too. Funny. I'm something. I don't know what it is, but I'm something. Curious says, welcome, PJ. Adam, the lead exorcist angel, says, nah, I have it because I fight demons in my head, LOL. Well, yes, but you know that a demon is an angel, right? The word demon means knowledge. It's not an actual word. It's not in the Bible. Not in that sense. It was added into the Bible in Greek because they didn't have a word for what that word was in Hebrew. And that word is familiar spirit, which is one of the fallen angels that came down in Mount Hermon back in the Abrahamic days and then inhabited humans. So the demons that you think about are actually fallen angels. And if you have one of those in your head, you probably need an exorcist or Jesus. But I'm guessing you mean in the imaginative sense, because that would be weird if it were real. And more power to you. Just so you know what you're dealing with. Skylar Rookie, in-training songwriter. Hi. I'm an in-training songwriter too, Skylar. Welcome. Somebody from Russian says, where are you from? Not Russia. North Carolina, the United States. Welcome, Russia. I'm going to call you Russia because I can't pronounce your name. Unless you can write it in English, and then I'll call you that. Skylar says, how are you doing today? I'm doing fine. Would you like to hear a song I wrote? Silver, welcome to the show. I hate life with no benefit except death in a moldy grave after all the fatigue, XD. Well, that sounds like a bot, XD. But if it's in fact not a bot, let me assure you that life is not without benefit. Only losers can't see the benefit of life, and you're not a loser, are you? Yes. Okay, I got to find it, though. Let me see if I can find it. Media source. Let's go with media source. I got to find it, though. Give me just a second. If I were a song on an overcrowded computer, where would I be? Not there. Anyway, Amanda says, you are past an in-training songwriter phase, Jake. You ain't kidding nobody. Well, you know, I do what I do. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it sucks. And that's not it. I'm getting there. Hang on. I have a lot of files, and I have to figure out where it's at. I do have it, though. And I'm guessing it's in this folder. Summers. Hey, Jake. What? You're not supposed to have dead air. You're a speaker, for God's sakes. Speak. But I'm looking for a file. I know, but you're never going to find it by staring at the computer. Talk to the people. I'm working on it. Calm down. I'm just trying to tell you. People are watching. Anyway. There it is. I found it. I found it. Now I got to find the right one. I think it's this one. Nope, it's not that one. It's that one. All right, here you go. This is a song I wrote not too long ago. And it goes like this right here. Let me make sure you can hear it. Here you go. This is Elizabeth. This is for you, songwriter.
Moonlit skies and fireworks. People laugh, people flirt all night long. But I just stare. So I drove down to the local bar where people come in their fancy cars and play their games. But I just stare. Then I saw you sitting there, all alone in that empty chair right next to you. I fell in love, oh baby. Boy, I hope you understand that I'm not a girl that needs a man. I got my life and all my plans, and if you were there, you'd just be in my way. And girl, it ain't gotta be like this. I'd give you everything for just one kiss. I don't care what you say, I fell in love with you anyway. Elizabeth, you take my breath away. At that bar where we first met, you smiled at me and my palms got wet, and you just looked away. But I just stared. You said, been in love and it never works. I always end up getting hurt, and I ain't doing that no more. There ain't no way. Oh no, 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 no. You stood up to say goodbye, grabbed your hand with a tear in my eye, and I just walked away. But you just stayed. But you looked down and you took my hand and said, boy, I hope you understand that I'm not a girl that needs a man. I got my life and all my plans, and if you were there, you'd just be in my way. Girl, it ain't gotta be like this. I'd give you everything but just one kiss, and I don't care what you say. I fell in love with you anyway. Oh, Elizabeth, you take my breath away.
There you go. That's an all original song just for you, Skylar. I hope you enjoyed it. Arez XO is crying laughing. Amanda says, you are Pat. I read that one. What the hell? You're so funny for no reason at all, says Arez XO. Well, that's not true, Arez. I'm funny for a very specific reason. Because I'm funny. Invalid Argument says, what happens when you die? You return to the Father who gave the spirit that you inhabit this body with. The Doodle Noodle says, what are you doing? I'm running a podcast. What are you doing? Silver says, nothing. Nothing? You're wrong, Silver. That's incorrect. Amanda says, oh yeah, here comes Elizabeth. I love this song. Thank you. Russian says, my name is Radomir. I'm currently also not in Russia. Which part of the USA? I'm in North Carolina, which is East Coast USA. Welcome, Radomir. Moji says, related to 𝕌𝕟𝕉𝕚𝕝𝕝. No, sir. Don't know who that is. FP says, hi, bro. What's up, FP? Good to see you. Amanda says, LOL, Jake. You should probably name it so you can get it quickly, silly. Well, I had it on another thing. This is a new format, so I had to find it and put it here. It is named. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Skylar. I appreciate you. It's the longest song on there. On where? It's not that long. It's only 5 minutes long. Quality on that is amazing. Thank you, Arez XO. I appreciate that. I played all the instruments except for the drums. And I did all the vocals, and I did all the engineering, basically. I stood over somebody's shoulder and told them what to do while they did it. Amanda says, he wrote and played this song, songwriter. Thank you. They love Macy. Hi, can you say Kaylee? Yes, I can. Arez XO says, so good. Fire. Thank you, Arez. I appreciate that. FP says, free Palestine. And I say, show me Palestine on a map. Do you even know what you're talking about? Skylar, and by the way, this isn't the place for that, so if you want to talk about that kind of nonsense, do it on Saturday night. Yay, it's making me smile hearing this song. Thank you, Skylar. I appreciate that. Curious Squirrel says, it's a great song. I'm glad you like it, Skylar. In training. Thank you. I appreciate that, Rachel. I mean, Curious Squirrel, sorry. I don't know why I did that. It just kind of slipped out. It's a #1 hit all day, says Amanda. I doubt it, but it's a good song, I think. FP again says, peace and free Palestine, free Gaza. Well, you don't know what you're talking about, so go do some studying and learn what you mean, and then come back and tell me what you're talking about, because you don't know. And quite frankly, neither do I. It's not a conversation I'm ready to have. My mom is named Elizabeth, says Skylar. Well, you can tell your mom that a dude on the internet wrote a song about her. Syzygy. What a name. I'm going with Syzygy. Subscriber from Arizona, Mike Hawk here. I hope you are all having a good one. Thank you, Syzygy. I appreciate that, Mike Hawk. Amanda says, you're on fire. LOL, longest song. It's not that long. Somebody in Russian says, I'm dying of an overload of cheese. Well, eat some bread. Or maybe stop eating cheese. Hey, thanks for subscribing, Cal Harris. I appreciate you. Kevin Cox, what's up, my brother? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Amanda says, hi, Kevin. And Caucasian Sasquatch says, hi, I'm Sasquatch. What's up, Sasquatch? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. LW says, my grandmother was named Elizabeth. Elizabeth is a very popular name, and it has 3 syllables, so I'm appreciative of that. Nice name. Amanda says, hi, Sasquatch. Kevin says, hey, Amanda, Squatcho, and everyone. Amanda putting in work, says Caucasian. Always. And Kevin. And Rachel says, Bigfoot is here. Hey, Bigfoot. And Amanda says, always, Sasquatch. But I like it. I didn't see Bigfoot. Did I miss it? It's your girl. You need to calm your little tail down. This ain't the place for that. Yeah, she's a great moderator. Thank you, Sasquatch. I'm sure she appreciates it. How are things and stuff? What you up to? No, Dennis is elsewhere, says Caucasian. Adrian says, this guy been to a Grateful concert or two. Never have. Nope. Never seen the Grateful Dead. Ain't even my kind of music. I'm more of a Leonard Skinner kind of guy. But thanks, Adrian. I used to know a guy named Adrian. Amanda says, thank you, Sasquatch. I try. And Rachel says, no, Sasquatch is another name for Bigfoot, right? Sasquatch is another name for Bigfoot, right? Yes. She's talking about you, Sasquatch. Epsilon, welcome back. Finally, no delay. We're working on it. Curious Squirrel says, hi, Sasquatch. Oh. Tomorrow night is going to be crazy, y'all. Come by if you hadn't done so yet. Come by and check out my brand new show, Politics, Saturday night, 8:30, right here on Untethered Live. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be mental. Rachel says, ooh, I thought you'd have better taste, Jake. Leonard Skinner. Leonard Skinner is probably one of the premier guitar bands that ever has existed. That's a fantastic band. How could you not like Leonard Skinner? EA says, hello, Abdullah. Again, don't know what that word means. Stop making up words. Caucasian says, curious squirrel. Good to see you. Rachel says, Grateful Dead is better. Objectively not better. They might be more interesting. They definitely play longer songs. They're definitely good musicians. I've listened to some Grateful Dead, but they're not objectively a better band. No. There's much more skill on guitar, at least. But I'm not saying Grateful Dead's a bad band. It just ain't my thing. Caucasian Sasquatch says, Rachel. Rachel says, we really going to fight? Only if you want to fight over a band that both bands are dead. That's kind of a silly thing to fight about, but sure, if you're into it. I'm into it. Skylar says, I'm going to go to bed early because I have to get up to get my wisdom tooth removed tomorrow. Oh, that sucks. How old are you? Because if you're under a certain age, it'll be okay. But if you're over a certain age, a little portion of your face is going to go numb for quite a while. And I apologize about that. EA, I don't know what those words mean. Stop using them. Country Boy, welcome to the show. Shout me out, please. It's my birthday today. Happy birthday, Country Boy. And Rachel's, and by the way, this channel, everybody gets shouted out, so you're good. You're in good hands. Rachel's laughing over there, and Amanda says, she's young for Skinnerd, LOL. I understand that. It is a 70s thing. Kevin Cox says, I like Skinnerd and the Grateful Dead. Kevin's got good taste. Curious Squirrel says, we're chilling tonight, so we'll be ready for the politics. Thank you very much, Curious. I'm ready for it, too. It's going to be nice. Are you retired? Do I look retired? I'm working as we speak. You're asking a person who's at work if he's retired. Are you trying to say I look old? I tell you what, you come on down and get out in the yard with me, and I'll show you what old looks like. And when you're huffing and puffing and sweating and picking your ass up off the ground, I'll still be trucking. You couldn't keep up with me if you were on speed. So, I'm not that old. But thank you. Caucasian says, I never could go to bed early. Me neither. It's not a good thing. Rachel says, yep, I like old music, but I can't get into Skinnerd. So maybe that's it. Maybe. I don't know. And not everybody likes everything. It's okay. That's the beautiful thing about music. Blake Rodriguez says, are you a doctor? I'm not a doctor, but I do play one on TV. Thank you for asking. I mean, I am a doctor, but not that kind of doctor. I'm the kind of doctor that can't prescribe you cool meds. But I know things, you know. EA says, okay, thank you, EA. Appreciate you. Rachel Floyd says, I'm not into progressive anyway. Like Floyd, yes, Genesis, etc. I like Pink Floyd and a couple of songs from Genesis from the 80s. I don't like a lot of Genesis songs, but I can see why you would like it. Country Boy says, thank you. You're welcome, Country Boy. Rachel says, I'm not into progressive music, you mean? Epsilon says, oh. Caucasian says, you make me want to retire. Really? Why is that? EA says, search that word in Facebook, 𝕑𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚, and you will see your twin. I'll check it out. But it's not my twin. I'm my only son. Epsilon says, nope, I didn't try to offend you. That's all right. I'm not offended. One thing you'll learn about me, newcomers, is that I lean into the madness all the time. It's just a function of making good content. I don't think about the things that are said to me 1 second beyond quitting time. Rachel says, I would love to retire, right? I don't think I'm going to retire. 31 says, how are you, dude? I am from overseas country. Are you from Texas? Nope, not from Texas. Taxes. You're from overseas country? Could you be more specific? There's a lot of them, you know, overseas in both directions. Epsilon says, I mean, are you a historian? Yes, I am a historian. I'm a biblical historian specifically. That's where my expertise is, but I dabble in lots of things. What is your work? I am a personality, an orator, a YouTuber, a content creator, a musician, an artist. I do all of that stuff. And I talk a lot. Obada, is that how you say that? Abada? Al-Refi. Obada Al-Refi. I got it. Country Boy says, where you from? I'm from Georgia, but I grew up in Florida and I currently live in North Carolina. So I'm all over the place. How many years you smoking? I've been smoking since I was 13 and I'm about 5,000 now. So doing the math, carry the 1, -9, all my life. Christine Marshall, welcome to the show. You got to lean into the chaos. That was well said. Thank you, Christine. Join me for more creative things to say later. 31 says, LOL. EA says, sorry, bro. Just if you want to discover it. I'll check it out, EA. Abdella. I'll look into it. Epsilon says, wow. So you do many things. Yes, I'm a jack of all trades. I wear many hats, and I'm not good at anything. But I do a lot of things. Country Boy says, I'm from Virginia. Cool. That's a great place to be. I've been through there. Lovely, lovely country. A lot of pills. A lot of pills. 31 says, do you know Spanish? No, mi amigo. Mi mejor papito es mucho grande. Skylar says, I used to live in Canada. Abada says, do you play on any musical instruments? I play on all musical instruments. Most of them. You want to hear one? This is one right here. You won't be able to see it because I'm on vertical tonight, but I'll play it for you. Maybe you can hear it. Tell me, can you hear it? Sounds fine? Okay. Kiss me each morning for 1,000,000 years. Tell me you love me with a smile. Tell me you love me for 1,000,000 years. Then if it don't work out, then you can tell me goodbye. I don't know the words to this old song, but I will make up something. I'll make up something that rhymes along. But if it don't work out, then you can tell me goodbye. If you must go, I won't grieve. If you wait a lifetime before you leave. But if you must go, I won't tell you no, just so that you can't say we tried. But if you love me for 1,000,000 years, and if it don't work out, then you can tell me goodbye. There you go. Yes, you can request a song. Bread Loaf, what's up, buddy? 2 girls, 1 Stanley Cup. Do you play the juice harp? I just bought one at a garage sale last week. Doing diddy dang diddy doing diddy dang diddy doing diddy dang diddy dang diddy doing. Nope, never played one before. Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's a pretty easy one to play. You just stick it between your teeth and flick it. Kind of like women. Anyway, 31 says, do you know how to play with oud, the Arabic instrument? Well, of course I don't. I've never even heard of it. But if you put one in my hands, I guarantee you I can make noise with it. Skylar says, I am in Hawaii right now. Aloha. What's a howley doing in Hawaii? I'm just joking. You're Ohana and you know it. 31 says, all hearts 3 times. Thank you, 31. Abada says, yes, I can play on oud plus violin as well. I play a little violin. I'm not real good at it, but I can get it done. Abada says, I am a musician as he is. Thank you. Well, that's fantastic. You keep plugging away at it. Christine says, thank you, Christine. 31 says, gold medal. Thank you. Bread Loaf. Fire. Thank you, Bread Loaf. 31 says, great. Havoc says, can I request a song? Yes, you can, Havoc. Amanda says, hey, everybody, like, subscribe, share, support, and join. And by the way, super chats in the super chat function in the chat box if you want to show a little love or tip the musician. I would greatly appreciate that. And thank you very much. Carson says, with. Okay. Christine says, you're definitely an artist, and I like it. Freestyle and singing. I like it. Thank you very much. Havoc says, can I request a song? Yes, you can, Havoc. 31 says, wow, great. Abada says, it's so nice. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much. Havoc says, can you try? I will be right here waiting for you. It's been a while. Oceans apart, day after day. Na, 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 na. I got to think about it. Ooh, I can't sing that high, so wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, how my heart breaks, I will be right here waiting for you. Yeah, I've done it before. It's been many, many years, but I have done that song. Christine Marshall says, mahalo. Mahalo. Skylar says, I think you should win a Grammy. Wow, well, that would be something, Skylar. I appreciate that. Abada says, oud is an Eastern Arabian specifically instrument. I'll have to look into that. I'd like to hear what one sounds like. Havoc claps and says hearts. Hit that super chat function. Anybody wants to show a little love, by the way. I appreciate that. I'm trying to make a living here, so, you know. Show a little love. Mr. M says, nice. Mr. M, welcome to the show. Mika says, hello. Hello, Mika. Havoc says, do you know a song, Bella Ciao? I do not know that, but I know what that means. That's the reason I smoke so much, is because I can't keep a cigarette lit, and it's a competition kind of thing. It's not going to beat me. Do you know how to speak any other languages besides English? Yes, Skylar. I speak a little bit of Greek and a little bit of Aramaic and a little bit of Spanish and a little bit of German and a little bit of French and a little bit of Russian. Das Vidanya. That's it. I don't know. Just stuff I picked up over the years. Can you sing songs Lana Del Rey? Well, yes, I could, but Lana Del Rey might not appreciate that. 𝕉𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚. You will sub, I will sub. I hear you, Mika. Well, you sub if you want to. If you enjoy my content, you're more than welcome to. I appreciate that. Ronald Foose, are you any kin to that dude that makes cars? Welcome, Ronald. Sounds like Willie Nelson. In the twilight, I'm gleaming, blue eyes crying in the rain. Can you tell me things in German? In Deutsch. 9. What, I look like a dancing chicken? Skylar says, my birthday was February 29th, leap year. So you're what, like 2 years old, 4 years old, something like that? Congratulations. That's an odd year to be born in. Havoc, can you try Erica, a German song? Yeah, I'll look into it. Havoc, I'll check it out, see if it's any good. Hello again, Epsilon. Whoa. See where that gets you? Listen, kids. This is a place to enjoy each other's company and to strike up a conversation and quite possibly, dare I say it, learn something about yourself and other people. It is not the place to troll. You will be kicked out immediately. It is not a privilege to be here. It's not a right to be here. It's a privilege. So mind your P's and Q's and be polite to the ladies, or I will have you tossed out on your ears so fast your head will spin. Go sell your crazy somewhere else. We're all stocked up here. Skylar, yes, you can ask a question. Maybe the USSR anthem? Well, I'm American. That would be weird. Charge Cube. You're out. How's that for racism? No, I'm not racist. I hate everyone. Everyone. Especially you. How's that? Now leave. I will not tolerate that kind of conversation. That's not good. Is a hot dog a sandwich? No. Skylar, a hot dog is not a sandwich because it's long and round. A wrap isn't a sandwich either. They both contain bread of some sort, but they're not sandwiches. A sandwich has ham on it and is between two pieces of loaf bread. Colin 𝕉𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚. Why, Jake? Well, hey, Colin, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Obata says, why has he said a racist based on what? I know. They're just trolls. They're just trying to cause problems, and this ain't the place for it. I like to get to know people from all over the world. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. What matters is if you have a little bit of self-respect and a little bit of intelligence. That goes a long way with me. I don't care about anything else. I don't care if you want a free Palestine. I don't care if it's from the river to the sea, because you don't even know which river or which sea, most likely. However, what I care about is having a conversation. I like to learn where you're from. I like to know what you're into. I want you to do the talking. I'm just responding to you. That's what this show is. So I'd appreciate it if you'd give me something to respond to. And those people, they're just looking for trouble. It's never a good thing. Curious Squirrel says, I love the Canadian national anthem. What is that? Maple syrup and hockey. I don't know. I think I've heard it before. It's pretty good. That's probably why they think I'm racist. Havoc says claps and hearts and odd face to go along with claps and hearts. Skylar says the first instrument I got was a cello when I was only 2 years old. That's awesome. Cello is a beautiful instrument. It makes a fantastic, very loving sound. Fab Daddy, what's up, my brother? I dare you to eat a sandwich with chopsticks. I wouldn't need to. I'd just cram it in my mouth and bite vigorously. Havoc says claps and hearts and uh-oh faces. Amanda says, hi, Fab Daddy. And Colin says, the folks keep piddling and they're going to find out. Yeah, they keep messing around, they're going to find out. That's for sure. Rachel says, Fab, I do that on a daily. You eat sandwiches with chopsticks? That's odd. Sexy Cooking says, hamburger helper hand. Hello. Abada says, you're a great man. You have a sophisticated mind. Thank you, Abada. I appreciate that. So do you for noticing. I appreciate that. Can you try fingerstyle on your guitar? Sure. What would you like for me to play? I've been playing with my fingers this whole time. You just didn't know. Skylar says, I'm going to bed. Goodbye. Goodbye. Nice to meet you, Skylar. Thanks for being here. Canada, oh, Canada. Curious Squirrel says, Fat Daddy. Crying, laughing over here. And Rachel says, Fab, do you even know where Canada is? I think it's that way, right? Skylar says, I read that one. Amanda says, good night, Skylar. Do you know 55 days at Peckling? I do not. Or Pecking. I do not. What is that? 55 days at Pecking. Sounds like a southern thing, but I don't know what it is. I know I can't drive 55. I can't drive 55. Rachel says, I can't use chopsticks. When I was in China, I was the only white person who couldn't do it. They always gave me a fork. Well, that's very charitable of them. I can use chopsticks, but I don't really see the point. Noise suppressor is on. Thank you for telling me now. I'll turn it off. Hang on. You'll hear me breathing and such, but you'll be able to hear my guitar better. Colin says, I am going to wait to take my copper when I fill up a 40-gallon blue drum. You'll get some money out of that, won't you? Amanda says, Epsilon, we won't have that. I didn't read it. I didn't see what it was, but Epsilon, behave. Havoc says, you, mister, I have a guitar and I can't play it because it's hard to learn the chords. Well, Havoc, all you got to do is keep playing it. There is no magic. It's just a matter of time. It takes 10,000 hours to be good at anything. All you have to do is do it. So pick it up and strum it even if you can't play it. Just keep doing that and eventually you'll get better at it. And I have faith in you. I think you can do it. Epsilon says, controversy brings fame. Not to me, it doesn't. Do you know anything from modern talking or mod talking? I don't. Fab Daddy says, practice, practice, practice. That's right. It's a useful tool, says Epsilon. What, controversy? That's what Saturday is for. It's called politics. Tonight is just us hanging out with each other, and there's really no need to do all of that trolly stuff. Nobody in here is getting on to you. Don't be getting on to anybody else. Amanda says, we won't associate that with this channel. We love everybody regardless. That's true. Colin says, but I just took some last week and I started off today. Well, that's good. Start over. Keep making that. That's what they call making money. Havoc says, heart claps and guitars. Little Monkey On says, shout out, please. You got it, Little Monkey On. Toonslayer says, no, you don't. No, I don't what? IDK Bro, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Finished my homework. I'm here now. How you doing, Jake? I'm doing fantastic. How you doing, IDK Bro? Are you making good grades? I hope you're acing that test you got coming. Hey, Jeff Waters, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate you. The Monkey On says, thank you. You're welcome. Amanda says, hi, IDK. And Epsilon says, have you ever invested in stocks? No. I keep my money in a sock like any red-blooded American would. Colin says, so far I made $210 on my scrap. That's fantastic, Colin. You keep saving money like that, the women ain't going to be able to stay off of you when you get in high school. You'll be the only dude there driving a hot car. That meant something when I was a kid. It probably don't mean anything now, but I'm still giving old advice. IDK Bro says, I'll figure it out when I turn it in, which is in about 2 weeks, where you just keep studying and you'll get it. You got a good mind, you got a good work ethic, and I know you'll do great. Colin says, but I'm still collecting. You're right. Keep collecting. Fab Daddy says, my sock has holes in it. So does mine, apparently, because I can't seem to save any money. There's a little man inside of my sock that likes to buy expensive shit. I don't know what to do about all that. Anyway, somebody said something about finger picking style, and I had my thing on so you couldn't hear it, so I'll do it again. And then you want some of this? Walter Davis in the house. What's up, Walter? Good to see you, buddy. Amanda says, my sock is addicted to the internet. LOL. Epsilon says, nice setup, by the way. Thank you, Epsilon. I appreciate that. Colin says, I got close to 1,000 pounds of steel. Make that money, Colin. Amanda says, hi, Walter. And Fab Daddy says, I must have a razor for big toenail. Razor? You ought to use a grinder for that, buddy. And guitar, says Epsilon. Thank you. That's a pretty decent guitar. I enjoy this one. But that ain't nothing. I took 1,380 pounds to the trash yard yesterday. A long time ago. And they gave me money and I went out on the town and I bought lots of stuff and I messed around until I got home a long time ago. But I'm young and I'm crazy and I got a thumb stuck on the wheel and I'm dumb only when I'm lazy. But I got money in my pockets, money to burn. There you go. I just wrote a song for you. Take that on with you. Do washing machines still steal socks, says Curious Squirrel. Yes, they do. And I wonder where they go. It's like another dimension, a place where only socks live. Amanda says, no squirrel dryer does that. LOL. Colin says, nope. Walter Davis says, hi, Jake, Amanda, Epsilon, Colin, Fab, Squirrel, Havoc, Skylar, Ronald, and everybody else in the chat. Hello. What's up, Walter? How you and Linda doing tonight? I hope all is well with you, sir. Colin says, thank you. You're welcome, Colin. You took one apart. You took a washing machine apart. Did you find any socks? That's the question on everybody's mind, Colin. Curious Squirrel says, hey, Walter, good to see ya. Colin says, and they go into the shell of the washer. There you go. I know nothing, says Northeast India here. What's up, Northeast India? Good to see ya. Wolfgang says, God bless whoever reads this. Jesus loves you. Yes, he does, Wolfgang, and thank you very much for the blessing. Fab Daddy says, I'm saving all my holy socks so I can make an escape rope for my window. They work. Gimmick B says, thanks, Wolfgang. Yeah, that was beautiful, wasn't it? And Walter says, question mark, hi. Meaning, whoever I missed, hello. Oh, please hit that like button, everybody. There's 27 people in the chat, but there's only 10 likes, and that math don't add up, and I would appreciate the love. Helps the channel. Means a lot. And also, subscribe, share, support. Do all the things. Press all the buttons. Buy a coffee cup if you're not busy. And if you want to show a little love or tip the musician, there's a super chat function in the chat box, and I'd appreciate you using it. Colin says, and by the way, if any folks in here live close to Houston, Texas, I'll come get your scrap for a price. The way to sell yourself there, Colin. Epsilon says, sing this. Well, I'm a good old boy, an American boy with a heart that's red, white, and blue. True, I'm dreaming of a girl with a red hair and freckles, and her eyes like the skies of blue. Keep her safe from the homies on the wrong side of town, where they're smoking reefer and acting like clowns. Keep that pretty white dress from getting dirty and brown. That's American. That's my way. There you go. All-American coach says Biden or Trump. Well, that's for tomorrow night. Come by and I'll tell you. Saturday night, 8:30 Politics, right here on Untethered Live, and we'll talk all about that if you want to. Rachel says, Wolfgang, is that your real name? Abada says, I have subscribed. Thank you, Abada. I appreciate your subscription. Coffee, anyone, says Fab Daddy? Right here, buddy. If you don't have a cup, you can get one right down below. That is a nice song, Epsilon. Did you write that? It's very, very nice. Andre Cantor says Trump. Of course. Fab Daddy says, I'm brewing a pot currently. Excellent. Amanda says, coffee, coffee, coffee. I'll send you another one, says Epsilon. Cool. Lyrics. Colin says, Jake, can you repeat what I said earlier? I don't know what you said earlier. The chat's moving pretty quickly. Can you repeat what you said earlier? Walter Davis says, I knew a red-haired girl with blue eyes. We went out once, and she was nuts. Well, most red-headed girls are nuts there, Walter. This is coming from a guy whose mama was a redhead, and I can tell you firsthand, redheadeds are crazy. April Rain in the house. What's up, my darling? Good to see you. How are you and Kevin tonight? Amanda says, hi, April. She says, hey, now. I'm trying to save my voice. I got a show, 2 shows coming up this end of this month, and I have laryngitis, so I'm not trying to push it, but I'll sing you guys some low, soft stuff if you want. April says, hi, everybody. Much love. Colin says, and by the way, and the folks, anybody, I read that one, Colin. If you live in Houston, Texas, I'll come get your scrap for a price. I did read that one. Amanda says, speaking of redheads, there's April, right? Thank you for subscribing, Gimmick B. I appreciate you. Abada says, being a non-American citizen, which president is better for the U.S.? The same as before. We'll talk about that tomorrow night. Obviously Trump. But, you know, tonight's about just hanging out. We don't want to get crazy tonight. But, yeah, I think probably Trump's the better president for the American people tonight, at this current moment. April says, we are humble, loving, caring people that puts up with way too much. LOL. I hear you. Me too. Working for nothing all day long. That's what I do. Epsilon says, some folks wear their hats way off to the side with their pants down low and gun tucked inside. Take their beer by the 40 and their chicken deep fried. I think we all know who we're talking about. Jake. All right, Epsilon. Fab Daddy says, redhead stepchildren are my favorites. Redheaded stepchildren, huh? Those are the ones you beat like redheaded stepchildren? Rachel agrees. She says, Trump for America. Walter Davis says, I knew a redhead that wasn't. Went out with my friend. She was great. Her boyfriend was an ass. True. April says, Lamau, Fab Daddy. Smiley face hearts and smiley faces with breasticles. Walter says, hi, Rachel and April. And April says, Amanda, Rachel, Jake, Walter, Fab Daddy, everyone in chat, I love you all. I love you too, honey. How are you? Hi, Walter, says Rachel and April. Did you understand what that was about? Yes, I understood very clearly. Epsilon, you're not fooling anybody. Calm down. Don't make me have to boot you out, my friend. I'm trying to get to know you and be friends with you, and you're trying to make it difficult. So if you can't control your urges, you're going to have to go. So that's your warning. There won't be another one. Rachel says, Epsilon, your comment hurt to read. See? Well, no, you didn't have to do it. You did it because you wanted to make a point that doesn't need to be made. You're thinking like an old person. Stop it. I'd lay money that you yourself are that color. I'd put money on it. And Rachel Floyd says, just grammatically and everything, too. Right. He went around the comment I deleted to get that one out there. I know. I'm paying attention. Obata says, in your politics lives, you focus and discuss internal policy of presidents or external as well. I talk about everything. I talk about the good and the bad, and I'm not biased on any particular one, though I'm clear about who I would vote for. If the person I vote for does something stupid, I'll call it out just like I would if the other one does. I might make a little more fun of the other one, but that's my right as an American citizen to do. But I'm only making fun of them because there's something to make fun of. But we talk about serious things here too also, Abada, and that'll be tomorrow night on Politics. Tonight is a chill stream. It's in the title, so chill. Not you, but specifically those who are not chilling. Walter Davis says, when I did slum rehabs in the city, I had a lot of opportunities to date black women, but I could hand. I hear you, Walter. 𝕂𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚 April says, LOL, Fab Daddy, you and your holy socks. OMG. LTO says, man, I know you got some good ... Probably. Curious Squirrel says, I'm chilling. Thank you, Curious Squirrel. I appreciate you. Walter says, I could hang out in a black club, but they couldn't go to a white place. I got you. I could hang out in a black club, but they could not go to a black place. The black ladies you were dating. I understand. That's sad. It's unfortunate. Theories? Theories on what? What would you like to talk about, LTO del Jalisco? What are you trying to get into this weekend? I'm not trying to get into anything big. Welcome to the show. Walter says, hey, L. Jack M says, what is a CD player or a DVD player that is so old? Was there a flip phone in those days? Not sure. No, flip phones came out in the late 90s. And before that, they were a big brick with a big antenna on it, or in a bag. Mid-90s, somewhere in that area. And a CD player and a DVD player is exactly what it sounds like. Compact disc or digital video disc. April says, Jack, welcome, and Curious Squirrel, good to see you. LTO says, what is the most mind-blowing, scary one you know? What is the most mind-blowing, scary one you know? Probably Joe Biden. Pretty scary. Ooh. Curious Squirrel says, hi, April Rain. I hope you are doing well tonight. April says, hi, Dickus. What's up? Welcome. Epsilon says, these lyrics were actually made from Q Comedy Show. All right. Gimmick B says, StarTac Days. I don't know what that means. Gimmick. StarTac Days? Is that, that's a phone company name? April says, I'm doing fine, hun, and you? Tiger Rebellion says, smiley face, and LTO says, man, I was about to say Joe Biden. It's pretty scary, L. April says, Epsilon and G Gimmick. And Gimmick, good to see you. And Jack M says, is a record player like a CD player not from that time? Yes. Gimmick B says, flip phone. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure, but I couldn't remember the names. Walter says, brick phones were expensive. I had a first-gen flip phone for around $600 a month. Yeah, I remember those days. That was crazy. The bag phones were like $600 a month, too. Original Motorola flip phone, 1998, says Gimmick B. I hear you. April says, I watched Jim Carrey's funny comedy last night, and also his In Living Color Days was hilarious. Yes, I like Jim Carrey. He's a good actor back in the day, but he's gone now. He hadn't really done a whole lot since the last couple of years, except for the Sonic the Hedgehog movies. Tiger Rebellion says, beepers. Yes, I remember beepers too. You were the man if you had a beeper back in the day. Fab Daddy says, Jack, you would hate the old beeswax cylinder records. Yeah, the ones that turn on a wheel. Yeah, those sucked. April says, I have my first Boost walkie-talkie phone. Well, I had a problem with that. I never did get into the Boost walkie-talkie phone because I'm an adult. And I didn't feel like building a fort, so I didn't want a walkie-talkie. I wanted a phone. I'm paying for a phone. Call me. Very simple. Divineful says, what's your thoughts on aliens? Well, I don't have any particular thoughts on aliens. Do you mean aliens as in coming across the border illegally, or aliens as in take me to your leader? I read that one. Amanda says, Jim Carrey went left. They all went left. Jack M says, what is a Jim Carrey that is on a DVD player? And what is a BB? Are you just asking questions you already know the answer to, Jim or Jack? Because I feel like you already know the answer to these questions. Curious Squirrel says, I made it through another week of work, April, so all is good. Yes, me too. Another long week. I was in the shop mostly by myself all day today. Walter says a brick phone costs about $1,500 a month. Wow. Amanda says the phone I want now costs $1,500. Yeah, but only once. April says you could call too, but it had the beep beep, and I liked it. Yeah, I don't want nobody walkie-talkie-ing me. I have a phone. Call me or send me a text, but I'm not walkie-talkieing you. I have a car. I don't push it everywhere just to save on gas. I don't have a car. That's not true, but you get the point. Beepers were cheaper. Yes, they were, Fab Daddy. Extraterrestrial aliens. Oh, in that case, they don't exist. Not a real thing. Sorry. But angels exist. That's a thing. Kind of weird. April says they're all aliens. Yes, they are. Glad to hear it, loves, says April. Jack M says, was there a payphone back then? Of course there was, Jack. Stop asking dumb questions now. Master Sprinter says, I time travel. Me too, every day. April says, you could talk private too. Yes. But, you can do that with a phone. They don't even have to ask. Divineful says, why do you think aliens are not real? Because they're not real. That's why I think that. I don't usually think things that I don't know. Divineful, they're not real. You've had the wool pulled over your eyes. There's no such thing as aliens. There's no evidence there ever has been an alien. There is, however, something out there, but it's not an alien. It doesn't come from another planet. It comes from another realm, and it's visible and been talked about for thousands of years. Amanda says, okay, Jack, be real. April says, well, I liked it. Yes, Boost Mobile was good, and I hate this stupid crap we have now. True. Divineful says, the universe is infinite with infinite life, so there has to be alien life on other realms. We are right and wrong. The universe is infinite as far as we can tell, but we don't really know because we haven't been out there, and there is other life in other realms, but not on other planets. All that up there is for this place right here to function properly. That's why it's there. Read your Bible. What are you drinking? Coffee, Tigger. Exactly, says Gimmick B. Walter Davis says, watch the Repo Man and you will understand aliens. Which Repo Man? The new one or the old one? Because the new one's about something entirely different. Amanda says, coffee, Tigger. Hamburger Helper says, sup, bro? How are you? What's up, Hamburger Helper? Good to see you. Epsilon says, sorry, by the way, I won't do that again. I don't want to mess with your stream. Thank you, Epsilon. I appreciate that. Just hang out and be cool. Be chill. Everybody have a great conversation. Fab Daddy says, would you risk your life flying in a Boeing airplane? I wouldn't risk my life visiting an airport. How about that? I have 2 perfectly good feet. I have no reason to fly. Fab Daddy says, I read that one. April says, it was cheap, LOL. Shut up, Jake. It served its purpose. For you, maybe. I never had one. A few loose screws and nuts says, would you watch trees grow or a knee grow? Ha 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 ha. I would watch a tree grow. How about that? Now, do you feel superior that you wrote something stupid and somebody read it on the internet? Do you get a little glee in your belly, your little 3-year-old belly? Why don't you go tell your mommy what you're writing and see how she appreciates it? Do you feel like you've done something? Are you proud of yourself? Do you think you're smart? Do you think anybody cares about you? In this chat, I mean, not in life. They don't. So a few loose screws and nuts, that's your one warning. Let's not play this game. Are skinwalkers real, says Master Sprinter? I don't believe so. I do believe that there are familiar spirits. And I've seen evidence of that. A familiar spirit is a thing that's been here for a very long time. They're not everywhere, but they do exist. And I believe that things like skinwalkers are a product of what they do. I don't think they are real in the way that we think of them. I think there's something else entirely. But that's my opinion. Look at a carving of Kemet. It's proof of extraterrestrials. You don't know what you're talking about, Divineful. I have looked at Kemet. I know exactly what that is. Do you even know what that word means? April Rain says, by the way, did you get the PayPal I sent? I have not looked. Let me look. I sure could use a little of that, but I'll look. I didn't get any notifications. Master Sprinter says, real. What's real, Master Sprinter? Amanda says, that's because you have an iPhone, April. Yeah, iPhones do kind of suck. It's an Apple device, says April. Divineful says, the Anunnaki is extraterrestrial. Anunnaki, you don't know what those are. Do you know who Inky and Lil are? They are products of people that came off of the ark that Noah survived the flood with. They are people who built cities after the flood. They're not extraterrestrials, they're people. Inky and Lil. And the whole Anunnaki being aliens thing came from Zachariah Sitchin, who made up a lot of stuff to write a book. Yes. Yes, I did. Thank you very much for the $25 super chat. I appreciate you, April. Walter Davis says, the old one with Emilio Estevez. I got you. I have seen that one, but it's been years and years and years ago. The one I was talking about has that British guy that played Jedi. What's his name? Ian McGregor is in the new one, and it's about something entirely different. Jack M says, I like peanut butter and butter on my toast. No jelly. That's interesting, Jack. That's kind of weird. Kind of weird. I like peanut butter on toast and chili. How about that? And a glass of milk. And if you think that's gross, try it. Get you a bowl of chili, eat some peanut butter toast with it. It's a flavor combination that you can't get anywhere else, and drink milk after it, and you'll see. It's very strange, but it's good. Somebody turned me on to that when I flew to Kansas one time to interview a drummer, and it was delicious. April says, Lamau, I love peanut butter. And hi, Jack. And Jack says, smoking is not good for you, sir. I am aware. Thank you very much for concern. April says, sure we care. Walter Davis says, I stopped flying commercial when Homeland Security was in charge, right? There's a lot of things going on. Ex-smokers hate smokers, says Fab Daddy. That's just because they're jealous. April says, yep, those are angels that have fallen. That is correct. I do believe that. VR Vlog says, what is in the background? That would be a blur screen. It's just particles that are floating around in the air. Thank you for noticing, VR Vlogs. Divine says, you also got the Zeta Grays. They're extraterrestrials. No, those are kids' drawings that have been romanticized by TV shows. I would like for you to show me one of those in nature, like on a cave wall. The closest you're going to find is at Tiwanaku, the Sun Gate. There is a stone carving of a face that vaguely resembles a gray alien. But that's it. That's the only thing on planet Earth that resembles one of those things other than sketches by children. Sorry, you are incorrect. You've been watching too much Ancient Aliens. Get a Bible and read it. Matter of fact, come join me on Sunday night and I'll educate you. The Alpha Draconian. Okay. Somebody has been listening to David Icke too much. I know his name is Ike, but I like to call him Icky because he's icky. Epsilon says, are you religious? No, sir. Not at all. I'm anti-religious. Fab Daddy says, George Burns died too early due to smoking cigars. Well, yeah, that'll do it. He should have lived 150 years. I agree. George Burns was hilarious. Nate A., welcome back. A Boost walkie-talkie phone did both. They were normal phones, but you could use the walkie-talkie part with someone who had a tree fort. My dad's old work had them to talk between themselves in their tree forts because they were 12, right? I stopped desiring a walkie-talkie when I stopped building tree houses. It's just me. April says, yes, mate, my boyfriend's back. And then had 1, 2. We liked it. Nate, not mate. Yes, she likes the Boost mobile phone too, Nate. I've always thought they were silly. And also, I didn't like the every time somebody wanted to talk to me while I was in public. And then just start talking. I can't hang out with my girlfriend when my wife is dinging me on the damn Boost mobile. And my mistress won't leave me alone either. So all the time. Obata says, how not religious and you talk based on Bible? Well, Bible is not religious. Bible is historical. Religion is a person or a group's opinion of something that they witnessed a long time ago. It's from different perspectives. It's little slivers of truth all over the place. That's what a religion is. I don't have a religion. I am untethered. That's the name of my channel for that reason. I don't teach traditions of men. I teach what the Bible says and what it means, and that's it. And I teach from the real Bible, not all of the revisionists. April says, George Burns died at old age. He was about 100, wasn't he? I think he was in his 90s. Fab Daddy says, yes. April says, oh, Fab Daddy, I know he was great. He was great. And Amanda says, Jack, that's your last warning. Jack, calm down now. And also, how old are you, Jack? Asks April. Amanda says, stop asking questions you already know the answer to. And April says, LOL, I love them. Ha 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 ha. LOL, Jake, says Amanda. Thank you. Edward Higgins, hey, what's up? Welcome to the show. April says, hi, Edward, welcome. Obada says, do you deal with Bible as historical book? Yes, it is a historical book. It is also the oldest document that we have, and it's also the literature that all other literature stands upon. If the Bible didn't exist, no other book would exist. The printing press was invented to print copies of the Bible. So, yeah, I teach the Bible as true. It is 100% true, but I don't teach it in a religious way because I don't agree with religions. Fab Daddy says, have you ever heard of washing feet in lemon juice? Only if you want tight feet, Fab Daddy. April Rain hit me with a $19.99 super chat. Thank you, April Rain. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Thank you for your support, and I love you very much. Amanda says, woohoo, thanks, April. April says, yes, I have, Fab Daddy, because it keeps other things tight, too. You know what I'm saying? Fab Daddy says, my uncle took about 50 pounds of lemons from my tree for his neighbor to wash her husband's feet. Oh, is that what she told you she was using it for? Okay. I also believe in gullibility. April says, much love. Thank you, April. By the way, the super chat function is available. Anybody wants to show a little love and appreciation, I'd appreciate that. And also, hit that like button, everybody. There's 30 people in chat and only 12 likes. That math don't add up. Do you not like me? Is that what's going on? Because it's free. Just press the button. That's it. It helps the channel with the algorithms. Helps us get recommended to other people. Matter of fact, hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you get notifications when we're going to be online and when my new videos drop. Smash that like button. It's free. It's effortless. It's right in front of you. It really does help our channel with algorithms, and it helps us get recommended to other people, and that's what we're trying to do here. Share this video with somebody you love. Better yet, share it with somebody you don't love. Bring them into the family. Be part of the fold. Be part of their solutions, not part of their problems. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confront me, conform with me, drink my Kool-Aid. Make your own Kool-Aid as long as you're thinking critical. That's what I want, critical thought coming from that brain of yours. And hey, if you dig what you hear tonight and you want to help out, you want to support the things you love or they'll go away, you can do that by going to paypal.me/jakejohnsonband, or if you're a Cash App user, $jakejohnsonband, or if you just want to use the super chat function in the chat box. But also, along with subscribing to the channel, won't you consider joining us and have your mind blown? I teach the milk and the honey for free, but if you want the meat, you got to be part of the club. So consider hitting that join button, and I appreciate that. And as always, I will answer all of your questions and comments. I will give you my honest opinion, whatever you may ask. As always, right now. Hit the wrong button. Jack says, what are you cooking? I'm hungry. Can I have some, please? The food looks good. Well, I'm not cooking anything, and I don't know what you're talking about. So, Amanda says, lemon juice could burn in certain places. Yes, but it'll make it tight. Abada says, so, because Quran came after the Bible, it must be based on it or an update of it or something like that. Actually, the Quran is a historical book, but it was written by people who were catering to the ideas of a caravan person who became a prophet by way of tricking people into believing what he was saying. Sorry. If you read the Quran, it's very obvious very quickly that it doesn't add up. It doesn't correct itself properly. However, the Bible are 66 individual books written over a span of 4,500 years and collected in the latter portion of its life by people who never met each other, who didn't know about each other, and certainly didn't belong to any specific religion. And yet, every single book points to every other book, both ways, from the end to the beginning and from the beginning to the end, and every word of it is true. How do I know that? Because the words that I could prove are true, I have done so to my satisfaction. There are words in there that I can't prove, such as the existence of God. Those things you have to take on faith. But everything else is correct in its existence. So it is the first hyperlinked book. It is also the first book of its kind that you can read multiple times and get things from it that you did not get the last time you read it. It's pregnant with knowledge. The more you read it, the more you understand it, and the more things you begin to be able to see. So you can't get that from the Quran. And I apologize if you feel like I'm downing your particular religion. I'm not. Everybody has a right to believe what they believe. But if you want my opinion, and it is my opinion, but it's an opinion based on 35 years of serious study and delving into the secret things of life, I'll tell it to you. And my opinion is that the Bible is the accurate, inspired, correct word of God, whatever that is. And if you want to know it, you should probably read it. Also, if that's true, if it is the inspired, correct word of God, and you only live once, it's almost necessary that you know what's in it, because if you don't, you have lived your entire life in the dark, and you will die and live the rest of eternity in the dark, if it's true. If it's not true, what have you lost other than time? I'm willing to make that sacrifice. And by the way, the Quran does not update the Bible. So it's not an update or an addition to. It's a different book talking about a different God. April says it's good to rid bacteria, fungus, and stuff. But yeah, it burns. Talking about lemon juice, not the Quran. The Quran does not burn as far as I know. Unless you throw it in a fire. April says, we have CJ and we're out and about. I love you all. See you all on Sunday. May God bless. Kevin says, bye. He's driving. Much love all in my prayers. Like, subscribe, support, thumbs up. Appreciate that, April. And thank you for the super chats. I love you dearly. Christian Marshall says, amen. Thank you, Christian. Christine. I keep calling you Christian. I can read. It says Christine. I just have marbles in my mouth. I'm sorry. Rhino says, Muhammad was a warmongering child. Jesus was the only perfect man to live and is God. Rhino, you are correct on both counts, but let's be a little nicer about it. They know that. They've read the Quran. Jack M says, look like wings and mashed potatoes. Looks good, man. I wish I was there. Well, I don't have wings or mashed potatoes, but I got Pringles. You want a Pringle? You want a Pringle? I'll give you a Pringle. Jack, I'm beginning to think you are really bored, my son. I think that you just like saying nonsense. And I think this isn't the place for it, and I wish you would grow up and listen a little, because you might actually learn something. Fat Daddy says, have a great weekend, April. Nate says, I know. I am jumping to a touchy subject, and I have a feeling I may know your thoughts on this subject. But what is your opinion on abortions? I understand if you don't want to go down that road. Well, I don't want to go down that road, Nate, but my opinion is murder, regardless of how you phrase it or what kind of messaging you put behind it. But you wanted to know, so there you go. Amanda says, good night, April. Enjoy Politics. Is tomorrow night, by the way. Yeah, don't forget Politics on Saturday night at 8:30. It's a new show, but that's where we'll talk about all that nonsense. So come on by and check it out. You'll love it. Jack is one heck of a troll, says Nate. Yes. Seems to be. Curious Squirrel says, good night, April Rain. And Amanda says, he's about to get the band hammer. April says, oh, okay. Amanda, see you tomorrow then. And thanks, Fab Daddy. You also love all in chat. April, y'all be careful tonight, and I love you, baby. And Curious Squirrel, much love, says April. And Christine Marshall says, the King James Version took out a word and placed angels in it. You probably are aware of this, where they say that they were ordained under the angels, and the angels was put in there, and the original word is 𝕂𝕢𝕢𝕢𝕢. Yes, I am aware of this. And when I get to that place, I'll teach that. Yes. So we were ordered under 𝕂𝕢𝕢𝕢𝕢, which means Most High. So we are ordered right under God. In the angels, we are above. Well, that's clear in Genesis 1:1. That's obvious. Nobody has ever disputed that fact. And yes, there are words that are placed in places because of reasons. This is a translation. It was translated by 50 men 50 times under order of the king. It's very close to the original, as close as you can get. But keep in mind, it's translated from Hebrew. They have words we don't have, and it's an exact language. It cannot be changed. Our language is much more malleable, so words tend to drift. For example, you wrote 𝕂𝕢𝕢𝕢𝕢. Well, 𝕂𝕢𝕢 is not the name of God. It's the name of Satan. And El is the word that is used to describe Elohim, which is a plural word. It means more than one. So the reason angels was placed there instead of God is because God and the angels, meaning the host, the plural version of Elohim, which means all spiritual beings are Elohim, but not all Elohim are God. Only one God is God, but he is Elohim also of the spirit world. That's why they put the word angels there, because it's more encompassing. God is one of those angels. He is also God, but he is one of the Elohim. Hope that helps. Christine says, I'm going to try to make it for sure this Sunday. For Sunday, what time does it start? If you know, it starts at 8 o'clock on Sunday and 8:30 on Monday. Every show is 8:30 except for Sunday, which is at 8. It's a little earlier because it's Sunday. And Bible study is Sunday and Monday, and we'll get deep into it. And I promise you, you'll come away with a different perspective after watching it. So please do come by. We're looking forward to seeing you there. Colton Clay says, do you smoke? No. Fab Daddy says, Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Fab Daddy. Ned Dihabara says, politics with conspiracy host. I'm not a conspiracy host. I tell the truth, buddy. But thanks, Ned. Christine Marshall says, thanks. You're welcome, Christine, and I look forward to seeing you Sunday. Nate A says, Ned, what conspiracies have you heard so far? Correct. I haven't said anything conspiratorial at all, not even a little bit. Thanks for backing me up there, Nate. Our family, welcome to the show. I need to know. Well, I need to tell you. So what is it you need to know? Christine says, yep. I can't wait. You excite me with your knowledge. Thank you, Christine. I appreciate that. That's what I'm going for. I'm hoping to incite thought. I'm not always right. I'm as fallible as anybody. I can be wrong. I have been wrong. I try to correct that when it happens, especially if somebody catches it and I don't, because that has happened before too. But the whole point is to make you think. The Bible is yours. You don't need me to read it to you. I'll do it. And I'll make it easy for you. I'll tell you what every word means. But you can do that too. You got the same gray matter between your skull as I do in mine. Now, my job is to be an intercessor. My job is to make it easy so that you don't have to think so hard. You don't have to spend 35 years of your life with your face in a book and digging holes and looking behind cracks and crevices and all that kind of stuff. All you got to do is listen, and you can pick that knowledge up relatively easily. However, you don't need me. You can do it yourself. So I want you to think. I want you to question what you know. I want you to question the narrative that's been shoved in front of you your whole life. I want you to ask questions and find or seek answers. That's how you get smarter. That's the only way to get smarter. And thank you for that compliment. Obada says, you read all of the Quran from the beginning to the end, question mark. Well, I've read enough of it to find it infallibly incredible. I didn't read the whole thing, no. But if you just read Surah, you'll find some stuff in there that you probably don't want to find in there. Christine says, yep, there's a Bible version in King James Version where it says we are ordained under the angels, but the real word under 𝕂𝕕𝕢𝕢𝕢𝕢. But yeah, I understand. Yes. Yeah, they do that sometimes. Sophia Grace, welcome back. She says, hey. And Amanda says, hi, Sophia. And Kevin Cox hits me with a $19.99 super chat. Thank you very much, Kevin Cox. I appreciate your support. Thank you, buddy. And I love the baby. And Amanda says, woohoo, thanks, Kev. And LU says, are not an intercessor if you believe Trump is a solid leader of our nation. L, do you know what the word intercessor means? And I am an intercessor. And I do believe that Trump is a solid leader and the best possible version of leader for this election coming up. But that's my opinion. You have yours, I'm sure. But my opinion comes with a bunch of facts that will prove my point emphatically. 39.98. I might actually be able to eat this weekend. Thank you very much, Kev. Christine Marshall says, bam. Fat Daddy says, Jake is going to need a good night's sleep for his political show tomorrow night, right? It got crazy last week. 3,993, something like that, views on the first run, the first show. And I didn't even get to talk about politics. I was talking about Bible the whole night. People kept asking questions about the Bible. That's fine. I'll do that too. That is my area of expertise. Politics is not. I am a quasi-pundit at best, but at least it's interesting. So Nate says, he is the best option we have. Trump isn't trying to destroy a nation. He has actually done things to look out for America. I agree, Nate. That is true. He is not the best person in the world, but I don't need to like the man or even agree with him for him to run the country successfully. People seem to lead with their feelings these days and not a lot of this. Christine says, I guess I'm going to be there tomorrow too. I would love to hear you go in on politics. Well, I'm going to try, but people keep asking me questions about the Bible. I'll keep answering them because that's what my job is. Ned says, crying, laughing. And Fab Daddy says, I disagree. Well, you can disagree all you want. That's the beauty of being an American. But I'm right and you know I'm right, so disagree on that, buddy. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Trump is not led by God. Well, how do you know that, El? Have you spoken to Trump personally? Did you witness him get on his knees and get prayed for before he ran for president? Because I did. So, also, every three-letter agency in the country has been after him for the last 8 years for anything they can find, and every single thing they throw at him again and again and again and again and again and again and again rolls right off of his back. Do you really think there's a man alive that's that lucky, or does the Bible verse come to mind that whatever God puts together, let no man tear asunder? Think about what you say. Nate says, I agree. Facts don't care about your feelings. That's right, Nate. Walter says, Trump is the only leader who can put us back on the track and bring the world to peace. but he also fits the description of the little horn in the Revelations. Well, yeah, but see, this is the thing about the true word of God. The Bible, the inspired word, the inerrant word of God, those all are going to happen. Everything in Revelations is going to happen. Some of it already has happened. So I don't really care if he fits that description because the Bible says it's got to happen. And what comes next after that, I'm kind of looking forward to. So go for it. Power to you is what I'm saying. Fab Daddy says, nope, I don't want any of your smoke. I hear you, buddy. I understand. But you won't be complaining when we're at peace and you're making actual money again. But you can complain all you want to while your guy's in there sleeping. Ruled by the devil, says Ned. How do you know that, Ned? I'd like to know how you know that. Do you have any evidence to back up anything you're saying, or are you just saying things at random? Hulk Hogan's tights says, God bless Trump. Thank you, Hulk Hogan. Christine says, I'm going to send you a message about the flag, and I want you to read it and tell me, do you think it's okay? Because it says under God in it. This message is going to be a 2-part message. Well, send it on, Christine. L says, your politics are inerrant or irrelevant. Do you believe his character is godly? Well, why would I answer that question? You just said that my politics are irrelevant. So clearly you know everything, and I know nothing. I'm the one with the microphone and the camera, but you know nothing. Right? Right? Amanda says, go ahead, Christine. And Jack says, I still wear my mask. Well, Jack, you still are a moron. In my house and outside, I don't like to take it off to be safe. COVID-19 is out there. Well, Jack, you're a moron. So, sorry about that. L says, character traits. Well, there's your answer. You were leading with your feelings. You have no evidence, no knowledge. You just feel like he's a bad guy because he reminds you of your daddy or something. Remember, your daddy fed you. Trump will too. Christine says, America, we're not perfect. I believe in freedom, family, and country, and God, of course. And that's why I don't swear and pledge my allegiance to a flag, because God taught us not to. I don't care about a flag. God did not teach you not to pledge your allegiance to the country in which you are a part of. In fact, Jesus said, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and render unto God what is God's. You can do both. Nobody's asking you to worship the flag. Nobody's asking you to pray to it. A pledge means you're serious about something. That's why you make a pledge. And when you pledge allegiance, allegiance means that you agree with and that you will support the meaning of the flag of the United States of America, and to this republic for which that flag stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for everybody. That's a pledge that you should get behind. And that is not going against anything that God says. Christine says, but I know what it represents at the moment with the people, and it's very disrespectful, but it is of the devil. We'll get there eventually, but we need to become aware. Let it go. Don't worry. The truth prevails. Well, that is true, and that is also true. Everything is of the devil because this world is ran by the devil. He is the heir apparent, the prince of principalities. He is the ruler of the air. That means that everything is under the devil's purview. It's a really hard job to focus on God when everything around you is fallen. But we live in a fallen world, and it is necessary to know the difference. but not get caught up in things that confuse you. And if pledging allegiance to the flag confuses you, then by all means get away from it until you understand it. But also remember, this is your country, and it has lots of people that died for your right to be confused. So at least show allegiance there. L says, who is my guy? I would like to know how you know that. Well, I know by the way you're talking, your guy is the other guy because you hate this guy. And that's the way your mind works. Nate says, Jack, have you noticed you don't faze him at all? He is a bigger man, clearly. I like that you are spending your time trying to mess with a man you can't faze. LOL. Thank you, Nate. I appreciate you. Ghost Dog. Hello, everyone. What's up, Ghost Dog? I saw your movie once. Off the Beaten Grid says, the person whom will get us to the spots required by God's timeline is the one that will get elected. Off the Beaten Grid, wiser words have never been spoken. You are correct. There is an overall overarching plan from the beginning and the end, and what happens in the middle is kind of up to us, but the beginning and the end is set in stone, and whatever gets us there will get us there. You are correct about that. And Fab Daddy says, two-party system sucks. Well, you're right about that, Fab Daddy. I agree with you. See, we do find common ground. I think, personally, we should go back to having a king and be done with all this nonsense. But that's my opinion. And I also think that king ought to be God. Amanda says, hi, Ghost. L says, what the hell are you talking about? Do you believe the former president of these United States has the character traits God would endorse? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Why do I believe that? Because I've seen evidence of it. I've seen evidence to the contrary for your guy. Fab Daddy says, L, come back tomorrow. Right on. Walter Davis says, Jack, alcohol kills germs when you pour it on a cut. It kills germs when you drink it too. Ditch the mask and drink alcohol. Walter, amen, brother. Also, ditch the mask because it's stupid. It's a mask. It's made out of paper. It will not stop a virus. Not even close. Not even a little bit. You could wear 5 of those masks and it'll go right through it, right into your mouth. You're going to get COVID. COVID is like the flu. Everybody's getting it. Everybody. That means you. That mask is doing nothing but making you look like a moron. Well, you don't know me either, L, so stop inserting your ideas on me. If you don't like it, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen, buddy. Ad hominem is the word you're looking for, not ad horn or ad hom. You probably couldn't spell homonym, I understand, but it's okay. I got your back. You just remember that when it's all said and done, I'm the guy that's teaching you, not the other way around. I am talking about reality. What reality do you live in? Obada says, sorry for misunderstanding. How do you describe yourself as non-religious while a lot of your speech words like God and spirits and devils and quoting from the prophet Jesus? Well, those things are not religious. Look up the word religious in the dictionary. It'll tell you. It is an opinion held by a group or a single person about something that's true. For example, Protestants and Catholics have differing ideas about how to worship God, but they both agree that God exists. That's religion. God exists. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. Doesn't matter what you think you're supposed to do. If you think you're supposed to ride a broom and ride around going, I'm a pony, praise God. That's your religion, but God exists nonetheless. That's a fact. So, when I teach about God and I teach about what the Bible says, because that's what it says. I ain't making any of this up. None of this is my opinion. You understand? I don't have an opinion. I seek the truth. I seek black and white. This is the way it is. That's the way that is. That's the way that is. And here are the rules of the universe in which we live. They're very clear, written out for you. You can find them. They're written on your heart. That's how you know they're true. The 10 Commandments. You don't even have to read those. They're in your heart. You know them instinctively. If you don't believe that, catch a 3-year-old stealing a cookie out of a cookie jar and watch and see if you don't see guilt on that child's face, even though you have never explained the finer details of theft or property rights to that child or why it's wrong. They instinctively know. They will instinctively lie to you if they think they can get away with it without you knowing they got the cookie. It's in their heart. They know right and wrong. The same goes for all the other commandments. If you break them, you will instinctively know that you did a bad thing. That's called morality. Morality is caused by a creator. There has to be a thing to make a law. That's just fact. That's not a religion. That's just reality. The reality L so desperately wants me to talk about. I hope that helps, Abada. Fab Daddy says, I am a never Trumper. I say, dump the chump Trump. Well, Fab Daddy, you're really good at alliterations. Not so good at seeing the world for what it is. Those are literally your words. Yeah, they are my words. Christine says, I honestly have been on the fence about this, and I have said this to people because Geno Jennings talk against the flag and putting it in such a way that I believed it. He used the word to explain it. I don't know who Geno Jennings is, but I know the world in which we live, and I can promise you that we do not live in a perfect country. But we live in a country, and that country has people in it, and that country exists in the world, and that country is currently the superpower of the world, which isn't necessary, but that it is nonetheless. But this country was founded on Christian principles. That it's not inherent in the document, the Constitution, but the belief in Christian principles is inherent in the document. It gives right for everybody to believe whatever they want to believe, but the society in which you live is based on the 10 Commandments, is based on the law of Moses. All of our courts, all of our systems are based on those laws. So you live in a Christian society, whether you're a Christian or not, you abide by those rules because that's how our society is built. One of those things is having pride in your country. There's nothing wrong with that. Every country has pride in their country. Our flag is a symbol of this country. That's all it means. And a lot of people have died to protect that flag. And when you show patriotism, you're showing appreciation for those people that died for that flag and your right to feel however you feel about that. There's nothing wrong with that. Monkey Juice says, I get that your way or the highway mentality, but people who don't agree with you aren't ignorant. You're right, Monkey Juice, but it ain't my way or the highway. I am a news reporter. I speak the good news, and none of these are my ideas. It's God's way or the highway, and he owns the highway. So if you don't believe that, you are ignorant. I'm sorry. Trump has no fruit of the Spirit, but go off. Do you know what fruit means? In the Bible, historically, the word fruit is used to describe the bloodline of somebody, the seed, the offspring, their children. But it also means the fruit of your labor, means what you worked for, the harvest of the work that you put out. Trump is a billionaire. He's got many beautiful, highly intelligent, and rich children. He is a giver, He's given many people many things. He has selflessly ran for president of the United States, though all he had to do was walk away and nobody would have ever messed with him. Yet here he is running for your freedom, and they are throwing the book at him because of it. That sounds like the fruit of God to me. Dakota Wright says, hi, my friend. Hey, Dakota. Amanda says, hi, Dakota. Elle says, okay, so you believe in fascism. Just start with that. LMBO. I don't know what that means, but I do not believe in fascism. And again, you're leading with your feelings and you're showing your ignorance. I believe in patriotism. I believe in the rights of a nation. I believe in nationalism. I don't believe in fascism. Dakota Wright says, hi, Amanda. Nate says, I believe he has more traits than Biden that God would endorse. Amen. And nobody said the president needs to be endorsed by God. But again, with the options we have, Trump is clearly the better option. Correct and correct again. You don't have to like the man for him to be able to run the country in a good manner. Matter of fact, most people that are good at making money and good at handling business are not very likable at all. In fact, most of them are bullies and a little bit sociopathic. Anybody with any common sense knows that. If you think you have to like the president for him to be a good president, you clearly have never met a president before. You probably wouldn't like any of them. And Amanda says, it's not like that at all, monkey. It's not a my way or the highway kind of thing. It's my way because it's my show and I own this microphone. So if you're going to sit and listen to it, I'm going to tell you what my way is. But I also encourage thought and opinion. And I might disagree with you. I might tell you you're wrong. But that's my opinion and my thought. You have a right to yours too. Common sense, people. Kristen says, but maybe we can talk about it again on Sunday, and I will bring up the verses I brought up. I'll bring up the verses that he brought up to me, and I would love it if you could solve it for me. I'll be glad to, Kristen. I'll be glad to. It's my pleasure. At least I can point you in the right direction anyway. I may not solve it to your satisfaction, but I'll tell you what I think about it. Elle says, I don't have a dog in the race. Then why are you bitching about it? If you don't have a dog in the race, you ain't got no right to be talking about it, right? Right? But I just know a shiesty piece of work when I see one. When I see you. Oh, when you see me. I tell you what, Elle, since nobody else is here and it's just me and you, why don't you challenge me to an intellectual debate and watch me mop the floor with your ignorant ass? How about that? You want to try that? You want to see what kind of shyster I am? I didn't think so. Monkey Juice says, it certainly is, Amanda. No, it isn't, Monkey Juice. You have no obligation to believe anything I say. You should, because I'm right. Most of the time. But you're more than welcome to say you don't agree with me. You are more than welcome to say you don't think I'm right. What you're not allowed to do is try and insult me with your ignorance. Because you're not going to do it. Because I don't care what you think. I don't know you. I don't need to know you. I want to know you. There's a difference. And that's more than a lot of other people are giving you. So if I was you, I'd appreciate the gift that you've been given for somebody in my position to want you to be able to talk about how you feel. I'm platforming you. Does that sound like it's my way or the highway? I've read every comment in this chat. Does that sound like my way or the highway? Am I just rambling on without giving you any consideration as to what you think? No, I'm not. Elle says, who's the lawyer? Clearly not you. Dakota says, I subscribe to you and I hit that like button. Thank you. Monkey says, see? See what? Dakota says, hi, Monkey. Amanda says, it's not really. He's making a point to someone who is trying to bait him. Really? Right. Christine says, always said I will honor the flag and and salute the flag. I am a God-fearing person, but I just didn't like the way the guy killed my flag, so I would like to bring it back if we could use the word to do so. Well, you certainly can, and you are absolutely correct about that. And like I said before, nobody has ever suggested you worship the flag. We suggest you worship God only and nothing else. But the flag is your country's flag, and even though some bad people have operated the country under that flag, it still means what it means. It still stands for what it stands for. The flag ain't responsible for the bad people that have been in charge. It ain't responsible for the good people either, for that matter. But this country is in flux, and it's going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And we'll get there. But you keep God first in your life above everything else, and you will always make the right choice, Kristen. God first, country second, husband third, children fourth, you fifth. If you live by that, you will always make the right choice. Dakota Wright says, amen. Colin says, Jake, I forgot to say, I got shot. You got shot? You got shot at. Well, thank God you didn't get hit, Colin. Morality comes from within. Really? Does it now? So you're suggesting that it's your opinion whether something is right or not. Is that what you're saying? So is rape wrong? Just curious. What about murder? Is murder wrong? What about infanticide? Is infanticide wrong? I'm just curious. And if so, who says? You know, there are countries where they do all of those practices. Are they inherently wrong? Was Hitler inherently wrong? If so, says who? Hitler thought he was right, right? So if morality comes from within, what you're saying is that you agree with Hitler because he thought what he was doing was right. I think you should probably think about your thoughts before you let them come tumbling out of your mouth, monkey juice. Amanda says, something in the chat jumped. Oh, Amanda says, and I don't kick people just because they disagree. We view all sides here, but if you come across sideways, then expect to come back for it. Then expect a comeback for it. Right. You're not getting kicked out just because you disagree with me, so it's not my way or the highway. Nate says, L, is there any chance you can state facts or stats on anything you talk about or ask about? So far, your questions are feelings related only. I am not attacking you, but I'm really asking. That's a good question, Nate. I can. Kristen says, religion was never even mentioned in the Old Testament. Right. It's not mentioned in the New Testament either. I personally do not believe in religion under the follower of Jesus Christ. I am a follower of Jesus Christ. Right. Me too. I believe in the Bible. I believe what it says is true. I don't attach that to any tradition of men. Notice I said I don't. I don't care what you do. I don't. And if you want to listen to me, you're going to get what I think from that perspective. L says, you can't intimidate me. You are cherry picking what is godly. Imagine becoming immoral for a 4-year stint. So is it under God or isn't it? L, I'm not trying to intimidate you. If I were trying to intimidate you, it would sound like this. shut up before I slap you into next week. I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is posing a question that is not cherry-picked. Is rape immoral? You said immoral, or you said morality comes from within. How am I cherry-picking your statement? Is it immoral or is it not? If it's not, then you agree. Is murder, is Jew hatred, are those things immoral or are they not? And if they are immoral, says who? How is that a cherry pick? That's not a cherry pick. That's a definition of defeating your argument, which you can't defend. And I already know where you're going to go from that because I've already had this argument, because I'm about 10 miles ahead of you on this conversation. So you can have that argument if you wish, but just because you've heard a few debates and you know a few words like straw man or ad hominem, which you can't spell, obviously that doesn't make you smart. So think before you speak. That's all I'm asking. Amanda says, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chat. It's an option. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you love the content, support what you love or it will go away, because we live in a world full of censorship and full of messages being shoved down your throat from every direction. If you want truth, if you want reality, you have to pay for it, like PBS, only better. So I appreciate the support if you can. If you cannot, it is free, because it's not my way or the highway. We rely on the buddy system here. If you've got it, share it. If you don't, don't. Simple. Your socialists start to get into that idea. Curious Squirrel says, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator these inalienable rights. Amen, sister. Good call, Curious Squirrel. Nate says, L, again, no stats or facts, just feelings. Eli T says, hi, old man. Hey, young whippersnapper. Did your mommy let you get up and play with the computer? Foxman, welcome back. What's up, buddy? The only thing Democrats are enthusiastic about is Trump. Amen. L says, that sounds like feelings to me. Does it now? Nobody cares what something sounds like to you. You're not winning this argument. You just think you are, because you have no idea what the end of an argument looks like. Fab Daddy says, Common Fox. Amanda says, hi, Fox. Where do you see a fox at? Did I miss one? Oh, Foxman. Never mind. Scratch what I said there, Foxman. Hi, Fox. Eli says, good day. Good day, baby boy. Kristen Marshall says, I love it. I could go off all day about Donald Trump. Not only the most prepared man in history to run for president, but also the most vetted. Exactly. Y'all seem to forget that, you Democrats. You seem to forget that they have tried for 8 years to find a parking ticket on Donald Trump, or jaywalking, or he spit on the sidewalk in Dubai. Anything. For God's sakes, let's stop this man. Nothing. Nothing. Every single case that is against him is falling apart, and the one they just convicted him for is about to get turned over if it hasn't been already. Nothing sticks. You know why? Because he didn't do anything wrong. It's all hyperbolic nonsense coming from the left because they are terrified he's going to win. Exactly. And he will. And he should. Foxman, hi guys. What's up, Fox? Good to see you, buddy. L says, you literally said you would rather a king, my guy. I did say that. Correct. It's called monotheism. That king up there. Remember what I said right after that? I think that king should be God. I did say that. You are correct. I am a monotheist. I am also a monarchist. I am also a nationalist because I live in America, which has a president and a Congress and a House and a Senate and all that good stuff. Supreme Court, media, the fourth branch. What are you getting at? In what way does that help your argument that I said that at some point? Do you think you made a point there? My guy? You 3-year-old? You absolute waste of effort? You sorry excuse for an education? You want more? Foxman says, it's true, though. It is true. Fab Daddy says, as a Democrat, I disagree. If I never heard Trump's name again, it would be fine. And why is that, Fab Daddy? Are you one of those feelings first people, too? What did he do that you dislike so much? What policy, what presidential thing bothers you so badly that you can't get behind the guy that's trying to save your country from going down the drain? Curious Squirrel says, didn't God tell people that this mess is what we would end up with when the people ask for a man to rule over them? Yes. Yes, he did. He told us, he laid it out exactly what you would get if you got a king, if you got a ruler that was a man. God started this thing. He wanted to be your king. ℂ𝕙𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝. It says it over and over and over again in the Old Testament. I will be your God and you will be my people. He says it over and over and over and over again. It's man that wanted this nonsense. It's man that put all of this into action, and it's man that's going to suffer for it because it will cost your land, it will cost your money, and it will cost your children, and it will inevitably cost your life. That's the price of having a ruler over you that is not God. Yes, Curious Squirrel, that's a very astute point. Thank you for pointing that out. Elle says, no one said they don't like him. He is hilarious and friendly, and even the Clintons and Epstein loved him for decades. Well, I don't know about the Epsteins. There's only one of those, if you're talking about Mr. Hangy feller. But as far as I know, Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago because he didn't like him. That's one of those feelings things, though. Let's not get too deep into that one. Don't want to hurt your feelings. Foxman says, can you name something they're more enthusiastic about, Fab Daddy? Right? Can you name something that Democrats are more enthusiastic about than Trump? Maybe climate change. Maybe. I don't think so, though. I could talk about whatever I want. It's a free country. Oh, now you want to follow the rules. Now you want a free country. But a minute ago, you're like, morality is from within, which, leads into a bunch of other things, atheism and such. Now you want a free country. See, it's free when it suits you. And yes, you can go out into the country and talk about anything you want, but in this room, it is not a free country. This is the Untethered Live show, and it's mine, not yours. And if I don't want you to talk, you won't. Simple as that. And there's nothing you can do about that. Because this is not a right. This is a privilege. And you are amongst people who are intellectual and want to have a conversation that you are currently dominating with nonsense. Read the room, buddy. Fab Daddy says, I don't speak for all Democrats. Whatever that says, English or Spanish? Well, what does it sound like? Does it sound like Spanish? ¿Cómo está español, señor? I don't know what any of those words meant, but there you go. Fab Daddy says, I became a Democrat for Bernie Sanders. I hear you, brother. Vigazin. Hey, what's up, Vigazin? Foxman says, I understand. American says, hi, V. Foxman says, socialism never worked yet. Never. It always, 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 always ends in starvation and genocide. It is not a functional societal thing. It only works if there's 12 frat dudes on an island. Then it works. Everything else, if there's 300 million people, not going to work. Fab Daddy says the Supreme Court did right today for reversing bump stocks. I didn't know they did that, but congratulations on that. All you gun rights people, I didn't hear about that one. Sorry, my chat keeps jumping, and I'm way behind. Here we go. I found it. Christine says, actually, like a professional debater, I will debate anybody, and I will probably fail. Debate with this guy, I probably find out we were on the same page and each learn a little something. I'd learn more. Well, Christine, it don't have to be a debate. We can just have a conversation. I am a master debater, but we can just talk. How about that? I don't have to be right. Monkey Juice says, absolutely all of the above is wrong. It comes from me and not God. Really, Monkey Juice? So you're to blame for all the bad stuff that's happened in the world. Well, everybody, Monkey Juice has claimed to be responsible for all of the evil in the world. Comes from him, not God. So attack. Kevin Cox says, night, Jake. Kev, thanks, buddy, for being here. Amanda says, good night, Kev. Firewood and Steel says, just scrolled into a fight. Watch out. Beer glass flying through the air. That's all right. We're not fighting. We're just we're leaning into the madness here. That's all. Mr. Cat Travel Videos says, do you think that Earth was made in 6 days? I think the Bible says very clearly that everything was made in 6 days, not just the Earth. Everything. OMG, it's Friday, says Mr. Cat Travel Video. Firewood and Steel says, I care what other people think. We're all part of the same society. I hear you, Firewood and Steel. I care too, to some degree. I do care what other people, or I care what other people do, or do I care what other people, or I do what people other. I don't know what you're saying here, buddy. Stefan, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Nate says, L, we can see what you're doing by saying Clintons and Epsteins like Trump. But how about the fact those people are leftist Democrats? Trump is a Republican with an America First view. Amen. It's not the same thing. And he's been that way since the 80s. I strongly suggest you go back to when black people actually liked Trump because he wasn't running for president, when he was on Oprah's show, and listen to the interview then where he articulately lays out exactly what he did when he was president. He was talking about it in the 80s. He's been talking about it this whole time. You just didn't like it because he was a TV star and he became president without any effort at all, despite all your cheating. He just waltzed right in there, and it just drives you crazy. I understand. But you can't blame Trump for being better. He's just better. Amanda says, hi, Stefan. Stefan says, hey, Amanda. Claps. Hey, thanks for subscribing, DCRU. Nate says, and Trump never went to that island. Yeah, L, you are not making any point. L says, Nate, I was not reading comments, just replying to this influencer. Thank you for calling me an influencer. I appreciate that. Who can't keep up in real time. Anyway, ad hom, because I can't spell ad hominem, is shorthand for ad hominem, which is incorrectly spelled. Genius. I'm not arguing. I'm conversing. Okay. Homonym has a Y in it, by the way. Never mind. L says, I would love to answer your questions. I didn't ask any questions, L. Christine says, I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm going to bring all my Trump facts. Yes. But one thing for now. You can drop a felony down to a misdemeanor, but you can never make a misdemeanor a felony. They broke the law. Amen, sister. And they're charging a national crime, a federal crime, in a local court, which is not legal, which is why it's about to be overturned. Lava Lamps says, ONG, people need to suck that shut up. What? Oh. OMG, people need to suck that shit up. I hear you, Lava Lamp. Kristen says, when it's all said and done, you will see Donald Trump is batting 100%. That is just impossible, but yet he is totally awesome. Yes. And the fact that everything has bounced right off of him should tell you that he's protected by God, because men can't do that. If they came after any one of you with one of those things, you'd be in prison. Period. Economy is just fine. Really? I paid $13 for a sandwich today. You think the economy's fine? I can tell you've never lived long enough to have been in the 90s or the 80s or the 70s or the 60s. So you don't have any idea what you're talking about. Amanda's crying, laughing. Kristen says, the fourth branch, that was a great point. Yes, thank you. That was the media. Nate says, Fab Daddy, who do you prefer, Biden or Trump? And with our economy, our border crisis, our insane inflation, that would be the economy there, insane, and our insane amount of dollars going to other nations, who is a better leader for America? Trump. I think you answered your own question there, Nate, but I agree. Monkey says inflation is worldwide, COVID-related. No, it's not. If it were COVID-related, it wouldn't have started inflating before COVID hit. And it would not continue afterwards. What is causing inflation is all those dollars going over to other countries and not this one, which lowers the value of the dollar, which raises the prices of things, which is called inflation. Who's making the decision to send all that money overseas instead of spending it in America to circulate in America? Because there's a finite amount of money that you're not apparently aware of. Amanda says they are more enthusiastic about gun control. Foxman says energy-related monkey. I can see that. I don't agree, but I can see that. I can see that. Y'all bear with me. I'm getting to the bottom. I'll stay as long as it takes. Y'all just keep adding up, and I'll keep reading. Elle says, this is a live stream, Nate, not an interview. I was not called upon to make any point on any subject. Seems as though this influencer, thank you for calling me an influencer, I appreciate that, is on a stream of consciousness. I am on a stream of consciousness. I run and gun all the time. However, this particular live stream, which I put together, not you, is about a conversation. So if you're going to conversate, you do need to make a point. Because if you're not, you're just spewing random words and wasting my time. And you're not super chatting. So if you're not going to super chat, don't waste my time. Simple. It's free, obviously. But if you're going to call on me and waste my time and not make a point, the least you could do is buy me a cup of coffee. Make me shut up then. All right? See that? You have been shut up. Watch it. And when she finally hears me say this, you will have been shut up, and you will not speak again. So, there you go. Nate says, monkey juice. Oh, shit. Here we go. Hang on, I'm getting there. Nate says, monkey juice, COVID is not the one reason for inflation. In fact, probably has little to do with it. Inflation is due to the leaders of the country making bad decisions. Yes, Christine Marshall says, oh, I know we can just have a conversation, but I was saying to that guy, he don't want to debate you. He couldn't even debate me. You know, I see. I understand. I misunderstood the original quote, but thank you. Nate says, L, yep, this is a live stream. The host has the floor, and the chat can interact with the host and with other chatters. Don't get upset other people are asking you to explain with stats when you can't. Right. Monkey Juice says, yep, your show. The only question that matters is yours. No, your question matters more than mine. That's why I have a show, because you ask questions. Have you noticed that I've read every single chat and will continue until I get to the bottom before I say goodnight? It's because your questions matter. Your thoughts matter. Your opinions matter. I might disagree with them. I might even get upset about some of them. But yes, your opinion matters. That's why you're here. Kristen says, I refuse to believe the good guys lost control, that they caught them all using firewall. Edward Snowden revealed firewall. And if you guys don't know, I can tell you all about it. It's amazing. I know a little bit about firewall. I know a little bit about Aurora. Fab Daddy says, Jake, don't become an English teacher. I'll try not to. But I'm only doing that because he was being sarcastic with me first. So I hit back harder. Because I'm like Trump that way. When you hit me, I hit you back harder. Amanda says, English is one of his points of study, LOL. That is true. I am an English studier. I don't know if I could teach it or not, but I made straight A's in grammar and English 10, 11, you know, that sort of thing, creative writing, that sort of thing. Fab Daddy says, but if he spell corrects me, I will drop the class. Oh, come on now. You misspelled class. Fab Daddy says, I like typing in Ebonics sometimes. I hear you, buddy. You do you, boo. I don't care. But, you know, if you get on to me and you use a word like ad hominem and you misspell it, I'm going to point it out because that shows your intelligence level. Amanda says, well, you know how to spell, Fab. True. Curious Squirrel says, it was hot in West Virginia. Oh, sorry, Washington. It was hot in Washington, so my daughter took her 2 boys to ice cream. It cost her over $30 for ice cream. Are you kidding me? She was crying when she told me. Sure, the economy is fine. Extreme sarcasm. Are you kidding? $30 to go get ice cream? The economy's fine? It is not fine. Jesus. I'm sorry, Curious Squirrel. Rodolfo Erdogan says, damn, you're old. Damn, you're an idiot. Ida Gabriel says, signing off. See you guys. I'll be back on Sunday. Come back tomorrow night for Politics. Brand new show, 8:30. Come check it out. It will actually be about politics. More of this, probably. Amanda says, good night, IDK. See you then. And don't forget Politics tomorrow night, IDK. Rodolfo says, but I bet you just look old. No, I definitely am old. I'm definitely long in the tooth, my brother. But you know that's not a bad thing. I know things you will never know. I've forgotten more than you'll ever learn. I'll forget tomorrow more than you'll ever learn. So that's okay. Ida Gay says, okay. Fab Daddy says, LOL, good night, y'all. Be kind. See you later, Fab Daddy. Thanks for being here, buddy. Thanks for your opinions. Thanks for your opposition. And thanks for always pushing back against the man. Even though you're wrong and I'm right. I love you, buddy. Christine Marshall says, how about those Biden Tic Tacs? I don't know about that. How about watching him fall asleep on live television, snoring and all, and watching the poor young lady hosting that show try to come up with some reason why the president was sleeping? Eddie K-Bro says, night, Amanda, Jake, Fab Daddy, and everybody else. Good night. Eddie K-Bro, thanks for being here. Amanda says, night, Fab. Monkey Juice says, sorry, not buying that $30 ice cream. You probably don't have $30, but if you don't believe that, why don't you go down to Ben & Jerry's and buy some ice cream? And then you'll see. Or for that matter, go buy a dozen eggs or a gallon of milk or a hamburger from McDonald's. Go buy French fries from McDonald's. Just go buy one order of French fries. And you tell me when you get that bag of French fries, how much of it is worth $4? What's in that bag that's worth $4? You tell me. And I dare you to say you're not buying something I said, because I'll show you. Christine Marshall says, Trump pulled out the Tic Tacs that a guy gave him, and it was the smallest little container. And he said, look at Biden inflation. And then he kept a little Tic Tac box and showed it with a regular sized one. Oh, I didn't see that. Amanda says, woohoo, bottom of the chat. Foxman says, go buy 1 liter of Coke. I buy a 2 liter of Coke every single day. It's $3.39. That's actually, that's about right. $3.30. It's less than $4, but it should be 99 cents. That's normal. Tell me that that's a good deal. That's not a good deal. They're charging way too much. Nate says, damn, Jake, I smoke more when I'm hanging out here than with you, LOL. I know I smoke a lot too, but most of it burns up in the ashtray because I'll take a puff and then sit it down, and then there goes another cigarette. So you guys are actually helping me smoke less. Amanda says, eggs are $5 a dozen in Lakeland, Florida. That's rough. Rusty Shackelford, hey, welcome to the show. How many people you got on one bottle? Huh? How many people? That's just me. I drink about a bottle of Mountain Dew every day. 2 liter bottle. That's what you're asking. It's never been 99 cents. WTF, what are you talking about? 2 liters have always been 99 cents. Ever since I was a little boy. I'm a little bit older than you. Yes, they have been 99 cents. That's what the F I'm talking about. Inflation. Do you see now? You don't see the whole picture. 99 cents is normal for a 2 liter of cola. Mika says, what's up? I'm back today. What's up, Mika? Good to see you. Curious Squirrel says, I get my eggs for $1.50 a dozen at a farm up the road. Amen, Curious Squirrel. That's fantastic. We need more of those. More people with chickens. Amen. And Foxman says, yeah, 2 liters were 99 cents, even in Oregon, where nothing is cheap. See? Monkey Juice. Is it possible that you don't know everything? Rusty Shackelford says, I drink a lot of soda. The cheapest 2.5 liters. There's a 2.5 liter. I didn't even know that. I've seen are at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. If you don't mind drinking knockoffs. Well, I do. I'm a Mountain Dew man. I don't like the cheap stuff because it tastes weird. There have been a couple that I could drink. Like back in the day, there was a thing called Mountain Lion. That was okay. It kind of tasted like Mellow Yellow. It was a little weird. But since I drink Mountain Dew, I don't like the taste of that other stuff because it's not Mountain Dew. And every time I drink it, that's all I can think is, man, I wish I had a Mountain Dew. So I don't drink that. But I like RC Cola's all right. Jones Cola is pretty good. Some of the cheaper ones, yeah. But I didn't know they made a 2.5 liter. Foxman says, I think Biden's energy policies didn't help the inflation. Probably not when he's trying to put everything into electric cars and wind power when that's not going to work. Here's a thought for all you people who are electric car enthusiasts. They run on batteries. You have to charge them off of the grid. The grid can't handle it. They have roving blackouts in California in the summertime because of air conditioners. What do you think is going to happen when everybody has an electric car? Rusty says, yep, for Dr. Pepper, the knockoffs are almost unnoticeable. But it's pretty hard to replicate Mountain Dew. Right. Christine Marshall says, what the government is doing to the Amish is a travesty. Dave, petition for them to charge up about 10 different things, not just the commonly known ones. They don't want them to use their iron plows. Well, yeah, they need to leave the Amish alone. They've been doing just fine right by themselves and not bothering anybody for a long time. Leave them people alone. This is America. They have a right to believe what they believe. Now you're talking knockoffs, says Monkey Juice. Yeah, because it was brought up. I didn't bring it up. Someone else brought it up. What's your point? Nate says, I try to hunt most of my meats, and I do grow some veggies. But buying a quarter or a half a cow at a time at the local farmers or butchers for the rest. And I eat mostly meat. Well, Nate, that's a good thing, and you should hunt for your food. Every man should know how to find food. You should know where it comes from. You should know what it takes to put it on a plate in front of your family. If you do that, and I'm not suggesting that you have to do that all the time, but every man should learn how to do that because it'll give you a new appreciation of the food that you eat and how it provides for your family. And if you're not doing that, you're not living right. So get out there and hunt something and kill it with your hands and skin it with your hands and clean it and feed your family with it. And that way you'll know where your food comes from. So when you go to the grocery store and buy it for way too much money, you'll have an appreciation of the convenience of a store. And also, if the world goes to crap and you have to fend for yourself, you won't die almost immediately. Curious Squirrel says, I drank Mountain Dew for years, 2 liters a day. Me too. People used to say if they cut me, I'd probably bleed Mountain Dew. I have to agree with you, Curious Squirrel. And I wear it pretty well, too. You know, clearly Mountain Dew doesn't cause you to gain weight, because if it did, I'd be big as a house. Amanda says, I paid $2.89 for a 20-ounce Pepsi yesterday, right? Which should be $1.50 for a regular 20-ounce bottle. It should be. It's not, but it should be. Gas should be $1.50 a gallon, but it's not. However, when Trump was in office, it was pretty close. It was $1.89. Think about that. Rusty says, yep, I currently have $30 to my name. Me too, amazingly enough. $39.98 is exactly what I have to my name. So knockoffs has become my normal. Right, Rusty? I understand that. Christine says, I only drink Pepsi and RC Cola. Aussie HVAC says, hey, mate. Good day, mate. How are you? Mitchell Cole, welcome back. I hope the nukes are dropped and I can join Jesus. This world sucks. Well, I hope they're not, because that would suck. If you think it wouldn't, you are not paying attention. And if it does happen, I hope it lands right on my head, because I don't want to be 10 miles away when it hits. Why is that P. Diddy wanker not in jail, bro? I don't know, Ozzy. I have no idea. Probably because in this country, you're innocent until proven guilty. I would guess that's probably what it is. Nate says, as an electrician, I can confirm our grid cannot handle electric cars and electric everything. We are in a shortage of transformers. Soon, if we lose power, it may not be able to be turned back on for a bit. Right, Nate? Yeah, they don't seem to understand that. It's a scam. Electric cars are never going to be a thing. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Wind turbines are never going to be a thing. They will pop up everywhere. They will continue to raise money and get your money. It's just like recycling. It's not a thing. I know that hurts to hear, but listen to me. It doesn't matter which bin you put your garbage in. When they pick it up, they take it to the same place and dump it in the same pile. They do not separate it. There are no recycling places at large. There's a couple here and there, but they are willfully understaffed and cannot handle the workload. Recycling ain't a thing. If it was a thing, there wouldn't be a Texas-sized lump of plastic in the ocean. Electric cars will never be a thing because it won't work. There's not enough contiguous wind for wind power to be a thing. If all the ice in the world melted today, the oceans would not rise. Not by a significant amount. In that vein, climate change is wrong. The climate does change. It always has changed. It'll continue to change, and we will move with it as it goes. But it's not going to flood Florida, destroy the world. Stop being a moron and start paying attention to the world you live in. You seen this 15-minute city plans? I've seen a couple of them, and I think they're terrifying. I wouldn't want to be in one. Ozzy says, Nate, your voltage is 110 volts over there. We have 240 volts down here, and you still wouldn't be able to handle a whole country full of electric cars. Imagine that. Still wouldn't work. Tell that to Elon Musk, says Monkey Juice. Elon Musk is a subsidized company. He gets his money from the government. Why? Because government has to subsidize it. Why? Because people don't buy electric cars. They all end up dead. Go look at the Elon Musk junkyards. The Tesla junkyards that are everywhere. Go up north. See how many of them are driving Teslas. I will tell that to Elon Musk, should I ever get a chance to talk to him. I am an influencer, according to L, but not that well. Ozzy says, I seen a pic of the Melbourne docks with thousands of Teslas sitting there, no one buying them down here. See? That's in Australia. Nobody wants that crap. Because here's the reality. If my gas car breaks, I can fix it. Or go buy gas for it and then move it. If your car breaks, you have to charge it. And you can't fix it. And if you don't have a charger nearby, you have to go pay somebody to take you to a charger so that you can charge it. Think about what you're doing. Rusty says, my grandfather said in Vietnam, the Soviets would seed clouds with silver powder and it rained for days or weeks, slowing their advances. True, they still do that in Dubai. Dubai just flooded, a massive flood because they were cloud seeding. Dubai, that's in a desert. Massive floods. Rachel says electric cars sucks. Ozzy says our country is too big for electric cars, right? Curious Squirrel says, do the green people understand how much plastic is used in solar panels? What is plastic made from? Petroleum. Interesting, isn't that, Curious Squirrel? Everything they got runs on the system that we have in place. Just use that system and quit whining about it. Christine says, they say that P. Diddy is a federal agent or a CIA agent. The Homeland Security raided him, and the original news report said he had 23 non-human bodies. Non-human bodies found? I know, sounds bizarre. I saved it. It was deleted. I'd like to see it. Email it to me. Amanda says, and you have to get your electric car updated every so often. Things they don't tell you, right? You have to get updates because it runs on an app. I don't want a car like that. Monkey Juice says Saturday night's going to be good. Thank you, Monkey Juice. I hope so. I'm going to try to make it good. You going to come? You going to help me make it good? Ask a bunch of nonsense questions? Help me out? Nate says, Aussie, nope, we have 110 and 240. 110 is one leg of 240. Our stoves, dryers, heat pumps are all 240, and our commercial and industrial are 277 and 480, with transformers to buck down to 110 to 240. See? Y'all just got the weird plugs over there. That's all. Monkey Juice says, yep. P. Diddy is a Fed, LOL. I don't know anything about that other than he has bad music. Rachel Floyd says, I fell asleep and was surprised you were still on live, but I'm going back to bed. See y'all tomorrow night. Good night. Good night, Rachel. I'm about to get off. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of the chat. I saw the light. I saw the light. I saw the light. This is a good song. You look like Teddy Roosevelt. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Amanda says, good night, Rachel. See you tomorrow night. And Rachel says, night, night, Amanda. Sweet dreams. Christine Marshall says, with the Russians, the Russians may have seeded some clouds with the Arabic people and seeded the clouds, and that's why you see flooding in the desert and rivers popping up that they can't get to stop raining. Yes, because they're seeding clouds. Don't play God. It's not your job. That's my philosophy. All right. It's been a fantastic night. It's 11:23, and I'm tired. And I'm going to go to bed. But thank you all so much for being here. And thank you, Nate. Says, thanks, Jake. Have a good night, boss man. Talk to you soon. I'll try. I'll be here. And Aussie says, Nate, thanks. Thanks for that. I wasn't aware you guys had 240 volts. Our three-phase power consists of 3 legs of 240 volts. Do you have your HVAC license as well, bro? I think he does. And Amanda says, night, Nate. Nighters all. See you tomorrow night. All right. Have a great night. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Take care of your families and go out into the world and make some life, for God's sakes. That's the only thing that's going to save this planet. That's the only hope we got. Put God first. Make life. Take care of your family. It's that simple. And be kind to your neighbors. When you go out into the world tomorrow, be nice to somebody. Just be nice. That's it. That's all. That's all I'm asking for. Just be nice. Watch it change your life. I promise you it will. Join me tomorrow night for Politics, a very interesting show that we are going to get into hard. So come on by. Have a great night. God bless you all. Thanks for watching.